Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is an end of the month for the month of February Tarot Oracle reading. And Virgo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Virgo, we still all have a little bit of Virgo in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Virgo in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Just keep in mind, this is a general or collective reading, so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it right now, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on back then in your life, that could tell you a lot about your situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. Let's give it another cut here. All right, here we go. We have the Empress energy. So the Empress is all four queens rolled into one person. She has the charm and natural beauty and sexiness of the Queen of Wands, who knows how to use her an intellect as well as her intuition to come to creative solutions. She has the energy of the Queen of Pentacles, who is in charge of lifestyle and who is considered to be very resourceful and prefers quality over quantity. She has the discernment of the Queen of Swords, who's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, not willing to put up with any more bullshit. And she has the energy of the Queen of Cups, which is about having unconditional love for those that she loves. The Empress is growing wheat at her feet, and this is talking about, she plants seeds and they just grow. She's considered to be pregnant with possibilities. This also can indicate someone who is actually pregnant. We have that's for the whole reading. Now we're going to get the underlying energy for the internal forces. Okay, so internal forces. This is talking, it's all about the money. So follow the money. That energy's been coming up a lot. This is talking about the perfect lifestyle. Like it's raining money. You have the energy of the person that you love to be with. You have pets that you love, you have children that you love, and neighbors, and you have the time to be able to enjoy it. Sometimes you can have all the money in the world, but you don't have the lifestyle that you wish you were living. Internal forces are forces that come from inside of us, and you can tell if it's an internal force because you'll be asking questions such as, what if I do this? What if they do that? What will happen then? What if they find out? What if they find out and they tell other people? What will happen then? That's the kind of energy. And we have pre-Empress energy. This is the energy that you're in at this time, Virgo. This is wanting to be the Empress, but not quite being there. And so this is talking about pre-Empress energy. But it's talking about you still have some lessons to learn before you can become an Empress. The Empress energy is someone who has really experienced all ends of life. And so to become an Empress is actually a huge achievement. So being pre-Empress is like, you notice how they are dressed pretty similar. So this energy is talking about a ratio. And if you've ever heard of Nikola Tesla, he talks about ratios, how important they are. Then the 369 one in particular. And so he always would say, if you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And that's basically what this card is saying. It's about getting to a point of mastery, of being able to understand the ratio that you need of the time you invest, the money you invest, and the energy you invest in others, and how much is the return? Is it equal? Is it worth it? Is it what you want to continue doing? So she always has her hand on 6 of the Pentacles, and the other 3 are behind her. And so she always keeps at least 6 for herself. Doesn't give any of that away because she knows that's what she needs to be able to maintain her household, maintain her lifestyle, continue making investments to create generational wealth, a legacy that she can pass down to her children and her grandchildren. And so this is talking about these three in the bush here are talking about, more risky investments, maybe giving to charity and to family members who need money, possibly, that kind of energy. We also have like the falcon here, which is representing the foresight to be able to understand that. And that takes experience in life, basically. So that's your energy. You wish you were an empress, but you're not yet. But you're working on it. Then we have this energy of reconciliation. So reconciliation is implying that there needs to be forgiveness for something. The first stage of reconciliation is forgiveness. You could forgive someone, though, and you don't even have to tell them. The forgiveness is so that you don't carry the energy of what they did to you, and that you put it back in their lap so that they can receive the karma that they deserve for it, and you'd be freed from it. So this is reconciliation is an option, but the first step to reconciliation would be forgiveness. And this energy, this card is indicating that there's something about your past or someone from your past that's coming up. Now, we do have Mercury in retrograde coming up towards the end of the month here. I think it's on the 26th. And so Mercury, and right now it's the 18th, and I'm going to be posting this right away. I apologize for it being late, but there was a global crash of the YouTube channels. The whole YouTube was out, and it was global, and they're just fixing it. And this morning when I started posting, I still couldn't. I had no success, and I just sort of decided, okay, I'm just going to leave YouTube alone until I'm in the mood again, because it was very frustrating, and I have to be in the right mood to do a reading. And I wanted to make sure I do justice to yours. So now I'm enjoying them again. I already just posted the Leo. I have this one left, and then I'll be caught up for today. So this energy is reconciliation. It can sometimes represent reunion, but the energy that we're in right now, we just had the new moon last night, and that's in Aquarius. And Aquarius is bucking Leo right now. Whenever you have, Leo is directly opposing Virgo in the wheel of the zodiac. So that sign is significant to your energy, and you're significant to Leo energy. So this is talking about doing what's best for the group, for the whole, or doing what's best for yourself and your family and your energy, like that. And so there's been this energy since the beginning of the month, when we had the full moon, and that one was in Leo, but Aquarius was opposing it. So this energy is easing off now, but we have the new year in the fiery horse energy. The fiery horse energy, if you want to have a really good understanding of the fire horse energy, I did readings for each of the signs, and that would be it's got the new year in the Gregorian calendar for January 1st. It has the new year for the Chinese calendar, or for the lunar calendar in the Chinese New Year, and it also has Valentine's Day. So that's a playlist. And then I also have a playlist for the full moon, and I just did a full reading for each of the signs for this new moon energy coming in, because it's quite significant. I'm just going to recap it here, and then if you want to know more, you can go and look up your sign in those two playlists. So the year of the horse is very fiery, and this is not a good time for impulsive behavior. It's a good time to plan for the future and go inward and really use your intuition. Intuition is really high right now. So last night there also was, during the day we went into at midnight we went into the energy of the fire horse energy from the year of the snake. And it's also an eclipse. So there's a lot of energy in this moon. And so this is a solar eclipse, which means that the sun is blocked out for a short period by the moon. And this energy is the first eclipse of 2026. And this energy has a profound effect on people. What I mean, it's not necessarily a sudden effect. You might not notice it right away, but it brings about like major change in people's lives and in the world in general. And we're seeing that being played out right now on the scene. Like I've noticed that there was a lot, like they did the last dump of those files, and there's a lot of people, like it was almost like, oh, let's just sweep it under the rug and let's move on to the next news story. And the people are they're not having it. We want justice here. And now we see the police are becoming involved in several of the top elites here that are involved in that energy, and justice, like they're talking about laying criminal charges now against several of them, which is before it was just kind of like, oh, well, like let's move on to the next big news story. The people around the world are saying, no, this is not, we want justice. We do not accept this behavior in any way, shape, or form. There's a lot of conspiracy theories, and there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of people that have been linked to those files that are alleged for sure, because just because your name is there doesn't mean you've done a criminal offense. It does maybe possibly mean you have bad taste in your friends, but that's, another matter. This is the energy here of going back in time. And like if there's a Mercury retrograde coming up on the 26th, that energy makes communication a little bit less clear. But I don't really, you can overcome that by really looking into information and making sure, which you should do anyway if you're making any business decisions or, big major life decisions, is really doing your research before you make such a decision, and not being impulsive. That's the energy that you do not want to be in for this fiery moon energy or fiery horse energy. You don't want to be impulsive, and you don't want to drive yourself so hard that you end up exhausted and you can't cross the finish line. So this is talking about, this card of reconciliation is something coming up from the past. So it's a good time to look into the past with this Mercury in retrograde energy coming up. It's saying, hey, there's something from your past that you might need to look at. And at first glance, this looks like, oh, there's children playing in the yard and there's someone watching over them and they're just playing with some flowers. But this card is full of illusions, just as the past may be. And so this can talk about illusions that you have from your childhood, things that you didn't know about, and that maybe this information is coming out. This can talk about reconciliation with the inner child within you, with what's going on now, so that you can move forward in a strong way. This energy, as I said, this card is full of illusions, as the past quite often is. For one thing, these aren't children. This is a gnome, and this is a woman. And it's hard to tell. You look at her from one direction and it looks like she's young. You look at her from the other and she looks like an old hag. She's wearing a white mitt on her hand, which means she doesn't want to get her hands dirty. And this is also talking about Masonic white glove treatment. You can read about that, Google it. So that's always a possibility. The watchman watching over, this person watching over these children, is actually walking down the path and away, which is okay because they're not children after all. The white flowers in these pots represent, the white flowers in tarot represent innocence. And this is talking about, these flowers are very beautiful. They actually come from the nightshade family, and this is Daptra. And so this is these flowers are trumpet shaped. They're really, really pretty. Having said that, they're highly poisonous if you ingest them. So you would never let children play with nightshade plants, or plant them in your garden if you have pets or children that are going to be playing around them, because if they ingest it, they could become very sick. Sometimes shamans will use this as to create visions. But that's something that the shamans have been doing for, centuries, and they know the correct amounts and the reasons why they would do that. So this is talking about a lot of illusions are in this card. Things you don't know from your past. This also can represent someone from your past coming in. I say, you know, if it depends. If you want to have someone from your past come in when it's like, if it's a lover or someone like that, you know, I believe firmly that people will show you who they are the first time. And lots of times we don't want to believe them, but people do show you who they are. And sometimes, you know, you just have to accept that. We have the Queen of Swords. So this is talking about the discernment of the Empress, that the Empress has, that perhaps this person doesn't have yet, you know. You got 9 pentacles, but the Empress has 10. You see the energy here? And so this is talking about being able to understand illusions, and also this is the Queen of Swords coming in. So the Queen of Swords, she's willing to receive this energy for sure. But she's saying, if you come in to me, like if you're going to come towards me with some information, you better be correct. You better come in correct or off with your head. She has her sword up in her right hand and her left hand is out extended. I'm willing to hear, I'm willing to receive, as long as you're coming in here with respect. And she's got her head above the clouds. She's also, you know, she's been there, she's done that, she's bought the t-shirt, and she is not going to put up with any bullshit. So if you're coming in with a half-assed story or something, don't bother, because she's, you know, and like in the old days when the Queen said off with your head, you know, it wasn't good for anyone. Also, in the sword cards, in the royal cards, there's these little flocks of birds in the background, and we have this one here. There's only one bird in the background here, which represents that she is independent. She values her independence, and she doesn't need anything from anyone, but she might want it, but she's not necessarily. And I feel that this is talking about one of the aspects of the Empress energy. And then this is someone wanting to be an Empress and not quite there yet. And this is the qualities maybe that you still need to work on. We have the Star. So the star energy, you know, each and every one of us has our own special quality that we bring down to earth. And if we're on our path that God gave us and all the talents that God gave us, and we're using them to stay on our destined path, then we're following our North Star. And that's represented here. And these are the Pleiades, actually. These, there's, you know, an old tale of, you know, they were maidens, and then when they died, they are in the stars and they're dancing to keep the wheel turning, the wheel of fortune turning. So it's a different story in different cultures, but a lot of cultures have that's the bottom line of the story. And so the Pleiades is a constellation. We have the energy of the universal waters, and this represents you dipping your vessel into the universal waters, pouring your energy in. The right foot represents that this is you adding to it. And then you have your the left knees on the ground, and the knees represent your ability to support yourself. And that's talking about, you know, being in this energy of, you know, always knowing, like being grateful for what you have and appreciating it, and then working towards building on that. And so it's about pouring your energy onto the earth. And you notice there's 5 streams here on the earth, and that represents the 5 points on this, on the pentacle. And then we have, so this is about, you are a star, you are meant to shine. And so as long as you stay on your path, on your destined path that God put you on, that you will shine. You are meant to. You are born for this. We each have our own quality that we bring in. And nobody else is you. You're the only, you know, it may seem like, wow, like, what am I going to do? You might be surprised what you can do. This is, yes, a passion for new discovery. This is God and the universe bringing in more passion into your life. So like if you've been feeling a little bit like, you know, ho-hum kind of energy, there's going to be a lot of changes happening that you're going to feel really passionate about and really enjoy, life again, like being in this energy. This is really good energy right here. And then we have the 4, and this is where you are now at this point. You have a strong foundation for success. This is talking about the 3 levels of making money. So this is talking about not wanting to take too many risks with your money, because you're standing on a strong foundation, and this is risking what you have for your heart's desires. Like that would possibly be bringing in someone into your life and allowing, oh, what if, right? What if they turn out to be a shyster and they're just going after my money? Like, what if I lose half my money? That kind of energy. Well, get a good lawyer that can be representing this here and write it up if you're concerned about that. Then there's the crowning glory, like really going after your heart's desires, like in your career, in every aspect. This card quite often can mean like that you've been selling yourself short, or that like not wanting to take risks, and so this is don't play it small at this time. Like you deserve your heart's desires, and if the world needs right now, if ever the world needs people to step up and put their own special quality that God gave them, this is the time to do it. I don't know, like there's enough information out there that like people need to step up right now. And so this is this person, it's don't sell yourself short, don't play it small, and that may require you leaving your comfort zone. And so that's why his back is to the city here. This is probably where this individual grew up. And maybe you had gone back there to reconcile that kind of energy. So this is talking about, having to leave your comfort zone probably to be able to get to your heart's desires, and if you really want to get to the level of the Empress, you're going to have the courage to be able to do that. We'll just go through this here and see. We've got, the pre-Empress energy. This is how you see yourself, as almost being an Empress, but not quite. This is your abundance and your self-worth. So there's something from your past that's bothering you, or something from maybe your childhood, or someone from your past is coming into your life and you're trying to decide whether or not you want to share your abundance with them. That's having this discernment, learning discernment. And this is like communication from early life. You might have been raised by someone who is like your mother might have been quite cold. And now, sometimes that's a cultural thing. It's an energy of, it doesn't necessarily mean they didn't love you, but they might have seemed cold to you and didn't show you the affection that maybe you needed. That's the kind of energy. It could be your father too, but I feel I'm just intuitively picking up more maternal energy. And then but this is about, the Queen has become cold because in the past she was too open and she got hurt. And so it cost her. It cost her money, it cost her time, it cost her energy, all of the above, her lifestyle. And so the Queen of Swords is most likely to be gossiped about. She doesn't indulge in gossip herself. She could care less what other people think of her, or what other people, she doesn't harbor, she doesn't have time for gossip, basically. It's like, whatever, why would you care? Like, are they in your life directly? Because why there's a saying, people who, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's something to the effect of, this always happens to me when I'm in the zone, and then one of you in my collective tells me, okay, this is the saying. So comment below if you can, but it's something to the effect that people who are really affluent and moving forward in a good, strong way in their life. It's in one word though, and I can't grab it right now. Talk about projects and situations in the world and how to improve them. And people who are really not quite that smart, talk about other people. And then we have this energy. This is about your emotional foundation for your home and family. So how you feel. And I feel like you understand that you have special qualities that you could add, and you do want to bring those down to the earth. Like that's kind of, you want to be a star. That's the energy. And so a lot of people think, oh, I want to be the Empress because she has everything, but like she has, and you have to earn it. And it implies that you're going to go through quite a bit to get there. Then we have the passion coming in. So this is about new ideas that you're passionate about, new projects you're passionate about, a new romance possibly coming in. And, possibly if you don't have children coming in, even if like you're past because the Empress can represent someone who's pregnant with possibilities as well as pregnant with an actual child. And then we have this energy here of your health and daily routines and your habits. So right now, it's like you're playing it safe. You're in your comfort zone. If you really want this to become an Empress, then what you need to do is step up and get on your God-given path to do it. There's no other way. And this is talking about being disappointed in love in the past. All right, so this is now an external force energy coming in. And so the external forces talk about, this is when you would be saying, what the EF happened? Like, I've been doing my best here. What the EF happened? An external force came in. That's what happened. So this is talking about being disappointed in love. And this person is sitting under the tree and they're pouting. And they're just like, and the universe is trying to hand them another cup of love. But they're like, if it's the same old shift, I'm not interested. Now, these 3 cups could represent 3 different relationships that this person has been in, and they didn't work out, and now the universe is saying, no, go for this next one. This is like, now that you're on your path, on God's path, it's going to be someone that you can have passion with, that actually is really good for you. Or it could represent that you have been you're in a relationship with someone, and you've caught them cheating. There's 3 cups here instead of 2, and you are done. Like 3 strikes and you're out, and they're maybe asking for another cup. The other thing, because we have this pregnancy energy coming in, is they could have gotten someone pregnant, and now that energy is coming in. So that's the 4th gift, because it doesn't matter how a child is conceived. In God's eyes, every child is a gift from God. It's love. And in its most precious form. This also could represent that you're pregnant and your partner's leaving you for someone else. The other energy that this could be is, I think we've covered them all here. Yes, I think we have. All right, so this is the external forces, third-party influence. All right, and this is interesting because here we have the marriage card. And so the marriage card is talking about the energy of going, you are at the stage of fulfillment in your life, like the beginning stages. This is basically saying you have the down payment for your castle, but you still have to make the mortgage payments. So it's a huge accomplishment, but you still have to put the work into it. And this is also saying, like, if you're, maybe someone proposed to you, or you're proposing to someone, and they've said yes, so now you're planning the wedding, and so you're planning the wedding and get the wedding complete, and then you're going to have to still work on the relationship, though, to keep it healthy and happy and abundant like you want it to be. So that energy is an external force coming in. So that would be someone else coming in, because if you're going to get married, we need someone else here. And we have, yes, a cup of love is coming in from the universe. So God says that if you get on your divine path, that you'll be overflowing with love. That's this energy here. And you'll be with someone that recognizes your special qualities and is of benefit to you, rather than someone that puts you in this disappointed energy. This is also saying that be aware that this person could be someone very different from your usual type, because your usual type leaves you like this. So keep an open mind about that. If you want to have a peaceful relationship. And this marriage card is in your house of marriage, commitment, and partnerships. So this is really strong, this person coming in. This is a major transition in your life. So you know that eclipse is coming in. And on the 1st of or 3rd of March, we're going to have a full moon. And that full moon is going to, I think it's in Virgo. I have to, is it in Virgo? The full moon coming in? Or is it in, I think it is. Yes, and it's in the north, it's in the north node. So this is talking about getting on your path, get on it now. And whatever you have to do to clean things up, get her done, because this is talking about a true love coming in, a peaceful love. And it's talking about, this is a major transition for you. And like we're talking about the eclipse energy. On the 3rd of March, the full moon is going to be, there's going to be a lunar eclipse. So the sun is going to shine light on anything else that didn't come out with the new moon last night. And it's going to clarify. And that's this energy coming in. Very cool. Okay, and this is talking about, again, this energy right here. So you notice she has her hand on these 6 pentacles, and there's 6 here, and there's this 7th one here. And this is the energy of, this is all I got after I put all this work into it. And it's because, it's that energy of not really understanding fair exchange of energy. And having lessons of discernment to learn, to recognize that how much you need to save for yourself and how much you can give to others to be able to, maintain what you need. This person's disappointed in the pentacles and disappointed in their love life. And it's probably because the person that maybe you might have even been married to this person, because this can represent a new marriage now coming in with that energy on the full moon. Like that's what it's talking about. If you get on your God-given path or and learn this discernment. And this energy is talking about, this person is looking at this and saying, I need to make a change. And so this change is about higher learning how to be, this is what you're missing to be an empress. This is the quality that you're missing, being a fair exchange of energy, learning how much to invest and how much to take. Sometimes people take what they shouldn't take. They take too much. Sometimes they give too much. In spiritual circles, you'll often hear people talking about the word take, and they'll say receive because it makes them feel better. You're taking. But the thing is, there's no lack in God's world. So you're taking. You're not receiving. It's not something that, the universe is going to, here's a random gift that you're being given. No, you're taking what is owed to you for the work that you've done in the universe. So understand that it's something you should do. It's not something random that someone outside of you says, I think we'll just give this gift to them, and hopefully they're willing to receive it. If you want to give a gift, that's different. But what we're talking about here is investment of time, money, and energy. So this is talking about getting your investment back and having the discernment to understand what's fair and making sure that that exchange takes place. Then this is the 8 of Wands. And so this is already in conception. And here we have this conception again. I really am getting this energy of a pregnancy outside of a marriage here, causing probably, we'll clarify it, but of course there's a lot of disappointment here, but at the same time it's also talking about this new energy being launched. This is in your career, your reputation, that kind of energy. So if your partner ran off with someone and left you pregnant, I'm sure you're feeling a little bit embarrassed in some way. Why, we don't know, but it's kind of like if our partners do that to us, we're kind of like, it takes 2 to make a partnership. So you are responsible in part. But that kind of energy is, about, like, beyond the ridiculous kind of energy, leaving someone when they're pregnant, you know. But it also could be that they were with the third party, and that third party is now pregnant. And you might even be someone that really, really wanted, that was part of, you know, this Empress energy, and this could say that you were having trouble getting pregnant. So this would hit you really hard if your partner went off with someone that he was pregnant, that he impregnated. It's that kind of energy. Then we have the Lovers coming in. So yes, it's about the lovers, and this is a blessings and friendships in that. I feel like a lover better suited for you is coming in, and this is being sent by the divine if you get on your path. You've got, like, you get on it. If you want to be at the Empress energy, that's the secret. You need to be in this. And this is saying that this new lover coming in, it could be someone from the past that you don't know that well. So I feel like if it's someone from that you've just met, and it's not someone that you've already been in a relationship with, but it could be someone that you've met in the past, and you know, for whatever reasons, this could be someone you met when you were in kindergarten, you know, and haven't seen them since, or like someone that you met them, but you know, the circumstances weren't that you would become lovers. And then this is the energy of also saying, get to know your lover, and this is like before you get in bed with it. You know that saying, getting in bed with someone, that's about your resources, everything. Like when you make a big commitment such as marriage, you want to make sure you know your partner as well as you possibly can know them before you make a decision like that. Like not have like impulsive energy where you decide, okay, we met last week, and now you met them online, and now we're going to get married kind of energy. Then we have the King of Swords coming in. All right, so the King of Swords represents someone who is at the top of their game, and they're very intelligent. The sword is their weapon, basically. So they understand that words are weapons. So this is someone in a profession where they use words to earn their living. So this could be like politician energy. If it's a politician, it definitely is someone high up. So it could be a prime minister, a president. It could actually be a king kind of energy. The sword is double-edged, having to make choices that sometimes are hard to make, and having to do that. Also, this can represent like the legal system. If there was this kind of energy where someone was cheating and whatever, and you were married to them, you could be going through a divorce, and this quite often can represent the divorce lawyer. And notice that there's two birds in the background here, and this is like, now you're separated. That's the energy. So this quite often does represent a divorce lawyer. And when the king and the queen come in together in a reading, you notice they're not looking at each other. Like they don't want anything to do with each other. This is the energy of it's highly likely that both of these individuals are divorced, and it may not be from each other, but they're separated or divorced from someone. And this is like, you know, and as we get older, I mean, there's a 50-50 chance in marriage right now. I think it might even be less. So it could be that this person that is coming in has been married and is divorced, or you've been married and divorced in the process of doing that kind of energy. And so this is also in God's eyes, this person that disappointed you, you're divorced. So you have, on a spiritual level, you have God's permission to end it. And that's the thing. Some marriages are ordained by God, and some are not. And it's for spiritual reasons. And it could have a lot to do with soul connections and that kind of energy that you don't even begin to understand. Beyond the understanding of the human being, and because God has his plan, right? And God's a great strategist. So it's, that kind of energy. I hope you're enjoying this. Virgo, this is really awesome energy. I like it. It's like, it's coming in really nice and clear. So let's give it a like and comment if you are enjoying it. I really would appreciate it. It really helps me build my channel. And I'm going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector, Tails, for those of you who want more clarity. And this is something I started back in 2007, and I completed the 64th painting in 2020. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. Took me a while because there's some very big dragons, and they're from the future, and they're flying through the air. They come from different parts of the world, and and from the universe, and they have different stories and advice to give. They're the major arcana. So when I put these cards out, the numbers on these cards represent the paintings that are in my gallery on my website, and that is talesfromthevector.com, Tails from thevector.com. So I'll have the information down here. I'll put them in the order that they appear. I just want to say, energetically, when things are vertical, it's strong, and if they're horizontal, there's a weakness. So in my oracle, the vertical cards represent the masters, and the horizontal cards represent basically like the medicine or the problem, or some information that would be helpful. So let's see here for this Virgo energy. What can Virgo do to get that, to move forward? Let's see. Okay. All right, so here we have it. Just going to cut, and let's see. From the bottom. Oh, look at this, Virgo. We have you representing yourself here. So, Virgo is about, and look at, you're ruled by Mercury. So this is about this communication coming in for you. And it's going to be clear enough for you that it's going to put you in a position where you can really move forward in a strong way. The Virgo energy, something to be reminded of here. I just want to say this also. When I have cards coming in from the horoscope signs, my intention is to be able to understand the state of being of each of the signs, because we have each sign in us a little bit. Of course, if it's our sun sign or our moon, or that kind of energy is a lot stronger. But it's we all have a little bit of each sign in us, and we can all learn from the state of being of the sign and also the stage of life. The stage of life, when I'm talking about the stage of life, I'm not talking about like how old you are. I'm talking about the energy of that, like a general energy. And so the Virgo energy is about being a young adult. This is like finishing up your university and getting your degree and graduating from university and being ready to get married now kind of energy. This is also what Virgo has to be careful of is like Virgos are really, really good at seeing when things are out of line and things aren't in perfect alignment. It bothers them. And so then they know, oh, something's bothering me here. What's out of line here? And that can be very valuable. Analytical critique from a Virgo is usually very beneficial. Having said that, there's a fine line between analytical critique and anal criticism, which, you need to learn how to draw that line. But so you're coming in and you're representing yourself as this energy that we talked about here, where you want to get to the stage of being an empress. You recognize that you're almost there, but what's missing, and I feel, is this discernment energy. And also it could be about adding your special qualities that you've been playing small and holding back. Fear of losing money. So this would be about the pentacle energy, and the sword energy is what's holding you back from, I think it looks like you have the love, but you're disappointed in love. So you see, there's kind of like you're on the precipice maybe of all of the qualities. You're almost there, but you still have some more life experience to be able to learn. And the good news is it looks like the external forces coming in the future are going to be beneficial ones, as long as you get on your path. And we have the Capricorn energy. So Capricorn energy is talking about responsibility and Saturn energy. And Saturn just moved into the sign of Aries, which is, and it joined Neptune that just moved into the sign of Aries. Neptune's about idealism, and Saturn is about responsibilities. So there's a bit of a clash in energy in there in Aries, which is is ruled by Mars. So this is a very aggressive energy. So it can cause disagreements in relationships really easily. Capricorn also, the planet that rules Capricorn is Saturn. So it usually, this is talking like pentacle energy, earth energy. This is the most mature of the earth signs, and you're in the middle. So this is talking about the energy, but this can also talk about falling for temptation, because that's the devil is also represented by Saturn energy. And so this can talk about wanting to get to this stage so bad that you cut corners, and that could be why now you're in this energy where you're you haven't quite got there yet. You still have to get on the right path kind of energy. We also have this energy of Aquarius coming in. So Aquarius energy is talking about the moon. The moon is in Aquarius right now, and the moon coming up is in Virgo. So there's the two eclipses. This one last night was in Aquarius, and this one is now in Virgo. So this is about being willing to move forward, and being in an energy of willing to experiment. And I feel like this is saying, again, this new lover is maybe not your type. And God's saying that's the point. Your type isn't working out for you. The intent, you could have really good intentions of going back in the past and revisiting that energy. But the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So be very careful, about taking anyone in from the past to have a major influence on your life if you've already had a bad experience with it. And it can also talk about needing to look at something that happened in your past, probably when you were a child, that there was an illusion around something that you're not aware of. And once you understand that, it's really going to open you up to all these possibilities. We have the Hermit. So the Hermit, after a dark night of the soul, when the shift hits the fan and you're in this position, it's about the Hermit goes up to the top of the mountain and confers with God, and then when the lantern is full of the energy from the North Star, they come down from the mountain. In my oracle, this energy is actually the Aurora Borealis, and there's some energy around that, but I don't want to get into that right now because it's another topic for another day. So this is about you getting into this North Star energy, and if you do so, that it's going to be very beneficial for you. There was deception, kiss me good, Hex in the City. So yes, there was some cheating going on here. If you still haven't received clarity, this could be past, present, future energy. This is like devastation for the sake of it. So you feel like your life got destroyed, but God is coming in with a new passion for discovery, like looking at life from a totally different point of view and having the passion again and opening your heart and healing your heart so that you can move into another marriage now with the perfect partner that won't leave you in this disappointed energy, right? And possibly even conceive a child, because maybe that was, rejection is God's protection. And so if you have a baby coming in and the soul wants you to be your parent, and you're with the wrong partner, then that soul's not coming through. That's the kind of energy that I'm picking up. So this is strength. So having the courage, yes, to leave your comfort zone, that can be really scary. And it's talking about your assets and putting everything into it, and opening your heart up again for your heart's desires, and possibly feeling like really weird stepping into this energy, not having really stepped into that fully before. We have Libra energy, though, that this is saying This energy is ending. And look at it, it's right by the marriage card here. So Libra is the sign after you. And Libra is talking about the stage of life is being a mature adult now. You've been at work a couple, you've putting some money and you have the down payment now for a castle, and you're ready. You feel like, okay, I could afford to have a family. It's time to do that. So Libra is actually another card representing marriage. And look, it's right here. So these new external forces are coming in with a new relationship that is a solid one. This is, I'm getting that this is now talking about the one you were in. There was some indifference there. We're all in it together, but not really. Not if that's the. It should be we're both in it together, but we're all in it together. So there was a third party there. That's just reconfirming it for those of you who still don't want to believe it. This is disruption. So of course, what's fun for some isn't fun for others. This is transition, secrets coming out, but this regarding your love life. But it's also God saying also, if you get on your path, it's a new lover coming in that won't be like this energy. Dissension with friends like this, who needs enemies? Yeah, you were swimming with sharks. That very much could be a possibility that the person that was cheating with your partner was someone that you knew, or even a family member, possibly someone you're related to, because this is talking about from your childhood, like your first family kind of energy. Dissension of information. It's when information, it's causing people to part and saying, oh, this person did this and that person did that, and a lot of gossip and a lot of talk. And with friends like this, who needs enemies? This is like, when I lived in Australia way back when, I got my scuba diving ticket, and swimming with sharks, it was a thing. I was close to the barrier reef and went on the barrier reef actually to go on diving for a week. It was beautiful, but it was a little bit scary, especially when you get down deeper in the water. The water gets darker and colder as you go down. About 20 to 30 feet, everything, it was just like, I went through my first tank in because it was just so beautiful. It looked like jewels and all the coral and all the beautiful, fish going by. I was just like, I went through that tank really quick, just from the shock of how beautiful it was. But as you went deeper into it, it was darker and colder. And that's kind of the energy. It's kind of like, there were sharks around, but you just put it out of your mind basically when you're down there, because it wouldn't benefit you to think about it. But I never had a problem with the shark. Scuba diving, but I've had problems with human sharks, that kind of energy. So that's what it's saying. And then this is the Taurus energy, and this again, learning this discernment. Taurus is the second sign in the zodiac, so think about how lovable a toddler is, and think about how that energy, but they think about when they don't want to share and how they'll throw a temper tantrum. And the sign is being very stubborn. That's how, that's that kind of energy. And this is representing your career, your reputation, and that kind of energy. So it's about the give and take at the very earliest of stages. And again, it's referring to this pregnancy idea that there's a baby coming in. And that baby could even already be a toddler and you didn't know about it. That kind of energy. That would be kind of really weird, but whatever, it's coming up for some of you. So the hangman is again going inward, taking it slow. The hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge and hangs there so that he can gain a new perspective. He's upside down. He's looking at it from all angles. This is talking, don't rush in. Get to know each other really well before you make serious decisions, like a marriage commitment and having children together. Having that balance within. And then we also have the energy of Gemini. So this is, communication, again, Mercury, and learning. So using your logic and your intuition to understand what's going on, And yeah, this is a really, I feel like you are, for some of you, this energy is already in the past and you're already working on this part. And some of you, it's happening right now. And for others, it's coming up. And so if your intuition is yelling at you, listen to it. That would be the advice I would give here. If you've enjoyed this reading, please like and comment. It really does help me build my channel. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. I would be honored if you did so. And I will be back with another reading. That one will be for the beginning of the month of March. Bye for now.